Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Joe Emilio Show. I'm your host, Joe Emilio, and with me is DJ Khaled. Sorry, a bit of.
DJ Khaled.
Wait, I have to do it.
DJ Khaled.
Yeah, so psych, Ronaldo couldn't make it. I'm kidding. Now, ladies and gentlemen, of course, this is Renaldo Gouws in the house. And he's joining me, even though it's kind of late. But thank you so much, Ronaldo, for coming on the show.
It's only a pleasure. Thank you for having me. And your intro is so much better than mine. Like, I'm jealous.
I like your intro, man. It's like simple. Like yours is quite simple, and that song sticks in your head. That song that you have that.
Yeah, it kind of does. It gets whiny after like the 400th time, though.
I saw someone
It
on
is what it is.
TikTok using it, which was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Now, I've heard back from the artist. The artist obviously has got a lot of like support with that song, so I'm happy. I'm happy that I'm giving back a little bit to some artists.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So we got quite a few people in the chats. I don't know if you can see the chats on your side. You should be able to. There's pretty much everybody that was on your stream has joined. So thank you so much, guys, for joining and being part of this conversation. We're just gonna have a very nice, light conversation. I like to keep things casual. If you're not a subscriber yet on this channel, please do subscribe. I've got some interesting content. Then we got Jenny Brooker saying, "Evening, guys, from the UK." Thank you, Jenny, all the way from the UK for tuning in. And away Massacant Ronaldo. Man, you know what? Your fans are pretty cool, man, because they follow you everywhere, which is amazing. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not fans though. It's like fellow-minded individuals,
Fellow travelers.
like-minded individuals. Yeah. I hate that whole notion of fans. Like whenever, not to like saying that you got it wrong, but whenever like these people say like, "Oh, my fans," like I'm like, it's cock. It's like, why? Why do you define people as fans just because they like somebody? Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm going off on a tangent.
That's all right. No worries. So we were talking off air and I wanted to chat to you a bit about something. So for those of you who don't know, I actually have a second YouTube channel, which I just started. And I'll explain to you guys why. I think I'm being throttled by YouTube on this channel, on this current channel. I do have a warning, which I remember back in the day, which was like a year ago. I used to watch you a lot, and you got a warning once, but it went away after 90 days. Now the warnings don't go away. It like stays on your channel. And I tried to speak to Google and YouTube, and they said, sorry, warning stays, but we promise nothing, your channel's not affected. But my analytics tell a different story. Anyway, point is, what I wanted to ask you, do you think YouTube is telling the truth? Am I really not being throttled? Do you think maybe is there any advice you can give me? Because basically I'm starting this new channel, but I'm only going to put Social Media Circus. It's a show I do where I basically commentate on social media and stuff like that, and I make fun of it. That's pretty much all that's going to go on there.
So let me break it down. So obviously YouTube is lying to you. They're definitely limiting you, but it's not just you. It's Ramon, it's myself, it's Chris. Like the thing is, I found that the algorithm goes through these cycles, right?
Yeah.
Like the last 2 months. Okay, so for context, when the riots took place, right, then political channels became topical in South Africa, and the YouTube algorithm favored that, right?
Yeah.
So I grew by 20,000 subscribers in 1 month. Okay. Now that there's not really any political stuff going on and sports are back and like people are more focused on their soapies, I've lost about 1,000 subscribers the last 2 months. So I went from gaining 20,000 subscribers in 1 month to losing 700 a month ago, and so far this month I'm on like 300, so that I'm losing. So I mean, for a channel that's got 119,000 subscribers, you would think that you would grow because people are seeing your older content and subscribing,
Yeah.
which is like just a logical thing. So I'm saying that I don't think that they personally like holding your channel back, but what I do think they're doing is it's just the YouTube algorithm, because they look at who you watch from your channel and then like what you produce, and then they put you in a little box, and if that box is not current and what will make them the most amount of money, then they won't. I mean, because who would have thought riots would be something that YouTube would like recommend, but yet those videos did really really well. I mean, I would go live and I mean, I think it was 4 days in a row where I went live, and I had like between 8 and 10,000 people that watched me consecutively on the stream.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, now I do a stream and I get 150 people.
Mm.
It's just like the algorithm. The worst thing you can do though is to create a second channel. Don't spread it out. Don't
You think
spread it
so?
out. Keep it to one channel.
I don't know
That's
because
my
like
opinion.
some people have told me like my channel's like confusing. Like they don't know what I am. I'm political commentator or analyst or whatever you want to call it. Because I have guys like you on the channel, politicians and other interesting people. And then I also do comedy and I have like these roasts and stuff like that. And they're like, we don't know what you are. Like, and so like the one channel that I'm doing now is like I said,
Well,
it's
it's not that
just
hard for them to find out.
I know, but that's what I say. But then apparently, like when I do research on YouTube, YouTube says like, no, we want like your channel needs to be like almost like a niche, so like it can't be all over the place. So I don't know. I'm kind of doing it as an experiment. I'm not stopping this channel. Okay, let me make that very clear for
Mm.
anybody who's wondering. I'm not stopping this channel. I've invested way too much time and effort into this channel. It's never gonna stop. Like I'm gonna still push on with this channel. I'm just kind of doing this
Yeah.
other one as like a let's see. I'm gonna follow what YouTube likes. Apparently, YouTube likes long descriptions, detailed descriptions. They like consistency. So, like, if you say you're gonna post once every week, then do it once every week. And they like the content to, like I said, be kind of niche or know what your content is, so you can reach the right audience. That's what they say. So I'm like,
Mm.
okay, cool. Let me see, and then we'll see how it goes. But
Well, it's fine
yeah,
in that case. I mean, if you, but then are you going to just use that channel for like comedy stuff?
pretty much, yeah,
Okay. Well,
yeah.
then that's fine. I mean, then do that. But I mean, if you were going to just create a new channel and do exactly the same stuff what
No,
you're doing here, then it's
no,
like you're splitting it literally.
no.
You're confusing your viewer if you do that.
Yeah, yeah. No, no, no. I'm just
But
that
the
new one
one thing you
is
can
different.
do is I would recommend on this channel, I think you've done it though, is you've got specific days for specific
Yes,
things. And when you break up your homepage on YouTube, then create categories
yes, I've
or,
done that.
areas like live streams, comedy, political, like
Yeah,
that type of stuff.
yeah.
That works well.
All right, cool. So yeah, I've kind of done that. Where I have like basically the Joe Amelia show, which is this show where I interview people, like anyone, it can be artists, anyone.
Mm.
And then there's the comedy roasts, and then yeah, that's pretty much two category. There's like other stuff as well, but I mean, it's all broken up. So yeah,
Well, my YouTube channel started as like just political videos once a week, and I haven't made a political video in over a month. I think, yeah, the last time I uploaded an original video was a month ago, and that's pretty much like just to say fuck you to YouTube, because it's like whenever I upload a new video, like I'm getting less and less original views on topical issues.
mm.
So it's pretty much just been live streams for the last month. So my YouTube channel has literally turned from like what Morning Shot is, like, an original video,
Mm.
and now it's pretty much just live streaming.
Mm.
So yeah.
Yeah, like I think I don't know, man. Like I enjoy the live streamings. Like every Tuesday, like so, like every Monday, like I have a guest. Every Tuesday
Mm,
has become like my solo days. So like I'll solo stream like you just did now. Wednesdays I don't really do much. I kind of keep it as like an emergency kind of thing. So like if something important happens, I can quickly ask someone to come on, do a quick show.
mm,
And then Thursdays are always me and the comedians roasting. So either we'll roast headlines or we'll just look at TikTok videos and make fun of them, which is always a lot of fun.
yeah.
So that's pretty much the schedule now. That's how it is. And then I recycle my content. So I'll do like real moments, which is spelled REEL. And I'll take clips from the longer interviews, that the interesting parts, and I'll put it like 5-10 minutes of that just to like recycle and get people to watch maybe the longer one if they're interested. That, I don't know, man. Like, that's the thing. Before the warning, I was doing this stuff, right? And
What
I
did you get a
had,
warning for, by the way?
I'm scared to say because I might get flagged again.
Spell it. I don't think the algorithm can do spelling yet.
No, so basically, I was at a, okay, I was fooled. I'm being serious. I was fooled into going to a protest.
Oh, wow.
But under, so I went to a protest under false pretenses. I was told the protest was going to be about Futsek ANC. It turned out it was about
Jab, jabby, jab,
yeah,
jab,
jab,
jab, jab,
jab,
jab.
jab, jab, jab. Yeah. So
Or
they,
rather, anti-jab, jab, jab, jab,
yeah,
jab, jab,
yeah. So then I got flagged for that medical
Oh man,
misinformation.
that is such bullshit. Like, I mean, this whole,
I
I
wasn't
won't
even
say
saying
it, but
anything.
like, no,
It
but it's
wasn't
not
me.
even that. Like, YouTube just needs to grow the fuck up like it used to be. Like before it was owned by Google or Alphabet, rather. I mean, it's just so painful. Like, I love YouTube for the the community that
Yeah.
I have, but I hate this platform. Like, if I could do it on Facebook, I would.
Facebook's worse though.
I
I feel
hate
Facebook is
I
worse.
hate the owners of YouTube and what they've done to this platform. It's just ridiculous, man.
No, I think Facebook is worse though. Hold on one second. Peter Sawanga giving a 35 Rand super chat. Thank you so much, Peter. Saying, dear Mr. Meneer House, how does one say another one in Afrikaans?
Nog een.
I feel like that wasn't tough, but thanks so much, Peter, for the 34 Rand super chat. Peter is actually one of the comedians that joined me on the roast the headlines and stuff like that. So he's just having a bit of fun right now.
I know. I like his humor. But yeah, I try to do a DJ Khaled. Nog een. Maybe I should turn into the like Afrikaans version of DJ Khaled. I like it. DJ Khaled.
Yeah, and then hold on, there is a message I got now from someone, Tarquin Evans, saying check your mail. I've checked my mail. There's nothing in it, so I'll give it a few moments.
Well, whilst you do that, let me show you this SMS I just got. I hope it reads. Let's see if you can read what it says there.
Hi, I
Wait,
have.
okay, wait. Let me. I always get. Let me just do it so people
I
don't see.
a little bit lower.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
I have been trying to reach you over your demised relative. Email me ASAP on solicitor Dave. Yeah, spam.
Demised relative. Like, fuck, dude. Like, there's better ways to try and scam me, right? So I'm gonna call this guy tomorrow and from a unknown number and just like fluke him because I need to get all. So yeah, I mean they're trying to scam me now. What Dave Moore at consultant.com. Like
Sounds
I've got a demised relative. Like wow, thank you. Nice.
sounds legit, dude.
Demised.
Sounds legit.
Like they were destroyed. Like annihilated.
Must have been brutal. The death must have been brutal. Yeah. So yeah, YouTube, man. Like, I don't know. I feel Facebook is worse. Like, Facebook is way worse when it comes to censoring people. I think. I don't know. I wouldn't risk it with
Well,
Facebook.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't really done live streams on Facebook. So, I mean, that I just think anything is better than YouTube at the moment,
Fair
to
enough.
be honest.
Yeah, but the
I mean,
problem.
YouTube is just, if I compare the heyday, like the best time on YouTube was between 2009 to 2013. Like, I literally like just went balls to the wall and I the thing is, I use swear words left, right, and center. I used like the C word. I dropped F bombs everywhere, and my videos were monetized. That was before super chats and memberships, and YouTube just didn't care. Like I, called my lemma the C word, and it was like, yeah, okay, you do you, bro, you do you, And now it's like you can't even talk about the JAB, or the COVID, and then they're like, our advertisers are going to leave us. It's like crazy.
But that's the thing. It's all about the advertisers, isn't it? Like that's both.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, it's weird how they did it, because they did something great in the sense that they allowed themselves to get 30% of people's live stream super chats and memberships. So they've created an entire new revenue stream for people to be themselves. But the problem is they still prevent those people from being themselves.
Yep.
So, like, if YouTube was really clever, like, if YouTube had to come and say, listen, guys, we're going to drop all this bullshit, and advertisers that want to advertise with us can, otherwise, they can fuck off. I'm sorry if I'm demonetizing your channel right now by the
It's too
swearing,
late. I
but
think we've bashed
um,
YouTube like too much anyway.
yeah. Well, anyway, they pick up the YouTube. If you mention YouTube more than 10 times, they're like, okay, demonetize. But my point is, if YouTube had to come and say, Ronaldo, we won't touch your channel and put any shadow limits on it if you give us 50% of your super chats and your memberships. And we will show advertisers the middle finger that wants to dictate to us what we should say and do, then I would have no problem with that, because that then means that we are free to say whatever we want, and YouTube isn't at the mercy of advertisers.
Hmm.
So I would not have a problem with that. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, we know that, like any company, they just after the profits, and we are the tools that they use to make that profit.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I think YouTube is so huge at the moment that, like, dude, they're not gonna care about little Joe Emilio and Ronaldo Gouws. No offense, but I mean, there's,
Well, they
um,
don't even care about big creators either. I mean, they've given warnings and strikes to guys with, like, I mean, look at PewDiePie. PewDiePie is like the single biggest, when I say, like, not a corporation, like PewDiePie is the biggest YouTuber, and YouTube hates him.
mhm.
YouTube despises him. And what has he done? Like, PewDiePie is one of the most vanilla, like, people you'll ever come across. Like, yes, he's done some stupid shit and the controversies, but, like,
Who
he is
hasn't?
like the average person, right? And yet they absolutely hate him. They want this wholesome Walt Disney vibe. But then in the same breath, you can now literally type in um, how to, or you can type in like transgender operation, right? And you'll see how a man's testicles is literally turned inside out and removed into a vagina without it being censored to children to watch. Now, how does that make sense?
It doesn't. The same thing happened to a friend of mine, Sebastiano. Like he was on YouTube and he got really messed up or really pissed off with YouTube because, so he was reviewing sexual activities on specific websites, but he reviews them
Mm,
and makes fun of them. And he censored the video for YouTube. Okay, he censored it the hell out of it. Took him hours to edit this thing. Right, puts it up on YouTube. YouTube takes the video down. Says here's a warning or whatever, community violation. Blah blah blah. He finds the original video that of this show that he was reviewing. He finds the
mm.
original show on YouTube uncensored,
Yeah,
and
that's
it's
what
fine.
happens.
And it's like, and then he made a video out of that. He was like, "What the hell, YouTube? Like,
Yeah.
I went through all this
No,
trouble."
they don't care.
Yeah, they don't care. But it's
And it's frustrating. And somebody in the comments is saying, Ronaldo, seriously, you give YouTube 50% of your super chats? Yeah, because believe it or not, I'm not actually on YouTube for money. Um,
that is true. You don't
super
monetize a lot
chat,
of your stuff.
like, none of my live streams are monetized. None of my videos are monetized. Um, super chats for the last 2 years have been something, and memberships have been something. Like, I've been on YouTube for like 13 years now.
Mm.
I just want YouTube to return to its former glory, where it allows people to say what they want to say. If it's anti this, if even if it's misinformation, let people make up their own minds on it. I mean, eventually, the bullshit will be called out for what it is. But this over policing of channels and wanting to, like, be neutral, in actual fact, causes them to look like they are trying to perpetuate a narrative.
Mm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And I think, I mean, I should have probably jumped on YouTube way back when you did. But yeah, unfortunately, I didn't. But yeah, it is what it is, man. We just gotta, there was like at the beginning of this whole like COVID thing, there were like a lot of creators, we know some of them, who were like very upset about this censorship and stuff like that and tried to go against the grain and blah blah, but then YouTube just shut them down very easily as well. And then I
Yeah.
spoke to some of these guys and I was like, look, if you're gonna be on the platform, you gotta play by their rules. It's simple. It's as simple as that. You can try and find alternatives,
Mm.
and if you find
But
alternatives, good
it's
on
not going
you.
to be as successful as YouTube because
No,
YouTube is the monopoly. That's it.
exactly, exactly. We just gotta live by it.
Peter
Sawanga.
Sawanga asked Ronaldo, who did the prints behind you? It's a guy called Never for Fame. Brilliant, brilliant artist. He did the one with Carter and Kennedy, and he did that one for me too, which is the Cheers and Peace
Hold
Out.
on, I'll
So
make it
just
bigger.
go and check him out on Instagram. Oh yeah, and the Freddie is not him. The Freddie Mercury is a specific type of art. I've got Notorious B.I.G., I've got Kurt Cobain, I've got Bob Marley, in that like style. But the middle one and the Boston's one is a guy called Never for Fame. Go and check out his Instagram or Twitter.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. And he does stuff, so you can go and check it out and maybe get something done for yourself.
Peter also asks, are there any other platforms that you guys are on? I want to get on Odyssey. How do you feel about Odyssey?
Nah, nah. Wait. Somebody says my microphone's bad. Let me fix this quick.
I think
That
he meant the
should
way
be
my
a lot
microphone
better.
looks. Although that does sound
No,
better.
okay.
That does sound
Yeah,
better.
it's because I was using my AirPod. Yeah, there we go.
That sounds actually a lot better. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Well, there we go. So
But
I'm sorry. I'm not used to these eCam things. Okay, I use proper software. Okay.
they were like, I thought he was talking about the way my microphone looked like, like it's got my name and everything and it's sexy. Okay, no, it's just me. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Well, your mic does look better. Mine is just, it looks like a penis. So, yeah.
Yes, never for fame, Peter. Cool. So yeah, the other thing I wanted to chat to you about. Let's move on from YouTube. I You were gonna have Rob on this evening, and unfortunately, he couldn't make it. But I wanted to
Yeah.
ask you, like, I don't know if you covered it during your stream earlier. I joined a bit late, but did you watch his speech? And if you did, what was your favorite part of his speech?
The part where he called the ANC anything negative, when he said the ANC was useless, when he said like, what is it? My favorite part was when he called the Zuma family like toxic, or he said something along those lines. I was quite surprised. I mean, I've known of Rob for like the last 2 years because I know that he is very involved in wanting South Africa to change for the better. I've had like one or two interactions with him where we spoke on the phone, and I know that he wanted to do some stuff with other YouTubers to assist in getting the message out there. Um, but yeah, I mean, I was surprised that he actually came out in public and said what he said. I think it's refreshing, but yeah, that's the one thing of being a billionaire is that you can say what you want to say. But even with that, I'm sure that he's getting a lot of backlash.
Mm,
Whether or not that actually affects his business or if the ANC is going to find a way to shut him up, that's the other thing. But yeah, I was I'm so happy that there's finally somebody that that is wealthy and owns a lot of businesses that's calling a spade, because
mm,
other than the Cape Independence stuff that he like brushed on, I mean, what did he say that was like wrong? He didn't
nothing.
say anything that's wrong. He just spoke uh, what majority of people knows to be true.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, unfortunately, he is the CEO of companies that either do business with the government or they're reliant on the government for licenses. So that you run that risk. I'm lucky in that I'm a politician, and my job as a counselor for the Democratic Alliance is to find fault with the government, which like it's my job. talking cock about the ANC all day. I love it.
Yeah, I'm a comedian, so I guess that kind of gives me a bit of, artistic freedom to try and bash them as
Well,
much as possible.
not with this woke. Like, I feel sorry for you because comedians can't be comedians anymore.
This is true.
Like, I mean, in this woke culture that we live right now, and like, yes, I get it. Like, it's starting to get annoying for me to like using these buzzwords, but we have to because we have to define what is the cancer.
Hmm.
And this woke culture of finding offense in everything. Like when Germ like made cartoons that were like offensive, like I defended him because comedians and people that talk about the current state of the environment that we live in, they should be given the freedom.
Yeah,
Just like I gave Deep Fried Man with his song about what, I can't even remember what the song was
white
about, but
genocide.
yeah, I mean, he should be given the freedom to, like, even though I don't, he's not really a comedian, like, he's not funny to me, but he classifies himself as a comedian. He should be allowed to make fun of whatever he wants. Even the puppet man, what's his name?
Conrad Koch.
Yeah, Conrad Koch. Even like he is allowed to joke, but here's the irony. The irony is that he is very quick to talk about racism and this and that, but then here's the guy that's dropped the N word and the K word during one of his skits and or one of his shows. Like, so who the fuck are you to preach about racism when you actually use that in your show, not as a life lesson or to a teachable moment, but you used it for laughs.
Hmm.
And and the best part is that he actually used that puppet's account to try and come after me, trying to get me to acknowledge the puppet. The best way that you can end that man's career is by just not acknowledging the puppet. So whenever he's doing a live broadcast and he's on his knees holding up this puppet, you just look him straight in the eye and you go, "What the fuck are you doing?" And that quickly will like end that man's career if you just stop acknowledging, a puppet.
No, absolutely. I think, look, Conrad and I have had our little beef on social media before. I definitely don't
Oh man, he's such
agree
a
with
wanker. He's
what he
such a
says.
wanker.
But I've invited him on my show, by the way. Like when him and I had a spat, I was like, dude, come onto my show and let's chat about this. I think it'll be interesting.
No,
And he's like, no, he
no.
very politely said, look, you're like, he said it in a very polite way. Like I had to like listen to the voice note a few times to really understand what he was saying, because he said it in such, it was one of those backhanded kind of things. Like he was like, basically translation of what he said was, look, your platform's not really going to benefit me, you're beneath me, so I'm going to pass. That's
Oh
basically.
man, that it's always like the woke left's argument though. I mean, I've had more like right leaning individuals that I disagree with on my channel than left leaning people because of the mere fact that right leaning people have got bigger balls than left leaning people. And the before I get attacked for being sexist, if you want to say ovaries, then I'll use ovaries too. But it's just like the woke left is very good on Twitter when they can think about
Yeah,
the next 140 characters that they have to tweet out. But if you have to get them on the spot to defend the indefensible viewpoints that they have,
yeah.
then they will quickly crumble, as has been the case with Bianca, as has been the case with every woke lefty that I've hosted in the past.
I'll give credit where it's due. I had Bianca on the show. I've also had Buddy Wells on the show. I
And how was she? Was she nice? Was she? Joe, Joe, you just don't get it.
oh my
You just
word,
don't get it, Joe. The world is bigger than just your room.
dude. I wish I could do a Tunny from Constantia accent. I really, I really wish I could do that accent.
What's so funny, Joe? Why are you laughing? It's not a laughing matter, Joe.
The
You should know
resemblance is
better.
uncanny, by the way. Like, just by the way, like you just need that wig.
Thank you.
You need that
Thank you
like
so
bob
much.
wig. Like
Oh,
just
wait, I can fix that quick. Joe, This is the teachable moment.
And now
This
you
is the
just
teachable moment.
now you just look like a Bianca that got a bit too liberal with her hair and should have it dyed blue.
Yes, I fired my hairdresser because he cut it too short.
Wait, are you Bianca? Whoa,
Anyway,
are you sure
sorry.
they identify as a he?
Oh shit. I would like to apologize to my followers. I'm closing my channel right now.
Oh man, yeah, no, we
Oh
can
my
have so
god.
much fun talking about these woke. I don't know, and that's the thing though. Like a lot of people think like I saw a tweet from Natasha Matsone earlier, saying like don't block these guys, and I'm like no, block them, man, because the more they talk into the void, the more people won't know anything about them. The more they live rent free in your mind or their mind, without I don't know the proper phrasing of
Well,
that.
I'm the one that keeps getting blocked these days. I don't know. Like I think they've given up on me.
Yeah, well, I just block them, dude. I really don't care. And I noticed that the more I block them, the more they actually don't talk about me because they know like the chances of me or of me seeing what they say, not that it matters, is very slim to none. Like the last time I ever heard anything was when I was on my way to Joburg and I took a picture of some Rebel merch with your merch and like kind of like
Mhm.
punting it. That was the last thing I ever heard anything like, and I only heard of that 2 days later after they were whining because a friend sent it to me. And I
Yeah.
was like, just don't send me this stuff because like the more, and again, no engagement. It's not like these guys when they make fun of us, they get like thousands of likes and 100,000 retweets. Like literally one like, and I think that was it. It's like, what are you guys
Yeah, I
doing?
mean that's what happens most of the time. What is that like journalist that reports on fake news, like on he sees like old South African flags? What's his name?
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about.
Uh,
YouTuber or
I'm re-
actual.
no, no, no.
Oh,
That
you're talking about Nicholas Bauer or Adrian's son.
yes, Nicholas Bauer.
Yeah,
Um, so like Nicholas has got this weird thing where like once every 2 or 3 weeks he would just pop out of the woodwork and tweet something about me, and then it's
it's like
like, okay, but he always owns himself. He always finds a way to own himself. Like, and it's just like so easy. But
yeah,
the you know what gets to me though, the thing that actually like rage what like wants me to rage quit is the emojis that they use whenever they tweet something out. Whenever they tweet something out, they've got this, that crying
yeah.
eh, with the teardrop, like the sweat. They always have those emojis after they now respond to you, like as if, oh my God, we just owned the living shit out of you. We can't believe you just said that. And I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Anyway,
No, they they can't. Yeah, they're not good at comebacks. That's for sure.
they can't meme, that's for sure.
No, they can't do that either. I think you've actually been really good at memeing, like with the teethless.
Mm,
Um,
yeah. 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 Ahoy, ahoy.
that was great.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, no, it's definitely. I again, I say block, and your time on social media will be so much more enjoyable. Just for like, especially for someone who's sensitive, like because some of these people, it's disgusting how they talk about others, and in the same breath, a few tweets earlier would have been like, we need to respect each other. Like, just think about your fellow
Yeah.
man.
Well, that's what I did with Robin Porteous. So, just a brief history of time. Like Robin had this like thing where on every single tweet, like she had to argue with me over something. So eventually, I just blocked her, right? And then I think it was like a couple of months ago, I asked, is there anybody on the left that would like to have a discussion with me on YouTube?
Yeah,
And then a couple of people recommended Robin Porteous because she's now worked her way up the ranks. She's like, I think, Bianca's like right hand woman, or man, or whatever she
minion.
identifies as. uh, yeah, minion, I suppose, if she identifies as that. But anyway, so I unblocked her and I just asked her, I said, listen, would you like to come on to the show this Sunday? And then she said no, predictably. because her Sundays are blocked off to do Twitter discussions the whole day, apparently. And then like I said, okay, cool. And then she went on, and I said, okay, cool. And she went on. And eventually, like, I just like called out and I said, listen, like, you've said no, move along. You've said no. But anyway, then like something happened where she said something really stupid. Like she said, I think I made a video about it. Yeah, well, I know I made a video about it in which I pointed out her hypocrisy by, saying people should have the right to an opinion and live and let live. But then every second, like, response was, fuck you, like,
Yep.
fuck off, like
Yep.
this and that. So I made that video, and then now I'm obsessed with her because that's the favorite thing for a female woke person to use, is to say, as soon as you start challenging them as a man, like as a man myself, just challenging what your perceptions are. I don't give a shit about your genitalia. I'm gonna tackle you on what you say. But then the excuses, oh, he's obsessive, oh, he's stalking, oh, like, he's like,
Cyberbullying.
oh, okay, yeah,
GBV.
cyberbullying. Yeah. And that's sad because they use the gender-based violence thing for, like, it's a, what do they say, cry wolf. They literally use it for that. And I
Oh,
mean, then you obviously, sorry, yeah,
no, go ahead. Go
sorry.
ahead.
No, it's just that then like the subtle hints that were made by Bianca, that I have skeletons in my closet when she's talking about gender-based violence. I mean, whoa, be careful, be careful.
Yes.
You know, I'm itching for a legal fight because the other guy that I wanted to take on eventually, he made his own, like, Twitter profile private. But hey, he won. He won. Hey, he won. He made his
Winning.
Twitter. He made his Twitter profile private. Winning. You know,
No, I
after
think
sharing like all these videos. Apparently, I bought an Audi TT with, like, what, charity money. Good God. Good God.
no, I think the people you're talking about, we've all encountered at one point or another on Twitter. But I've actually forgot what I actually wanted to say, because you were talking about
I was talking about when they use the GBV,
yes,
gender-based
yes, that was it.
violence.
So, um, I don't know if you saw that discussion they had. Like, there was this long. I don't even want to give the organization or whatever they are airtime, so I'm not gonna mention their name. But there was this.
Oh, I didn't even tune into that echo chamber bullshit,
No,
but I know
no.
what you're talking about.
Yeah. So they went on this whole, like, I don't know, for a couple of days, they were having debates about GBV or online GBV, and people were disputing the word violence, right? Because apparently sending a dick pic, like the girl doesn't want to see it. Obviously, a guy just sending it is GBV, and I am like, where's the violence? Like, GBV is a very serious problem, especially in South Africa. I think there's a lot of women that have been affected by it. If you don't know the statistics, please go check out Action Society SA. They have a lot of statistics on that. And for us to water down the definition to the point where a dick pic becomes GBV is like next level idiocy. I mean, and I've said this before, there's a block function on social media for a reason. If some guy, which by the way is not cool for any men watching, don't send dick pics. Like, why?
But how brave must you not be? Like, I mean, think about it, right? Like, it's wrong, but God, you must be, like, so, like, confident in your own dick when you send random people dick pics. I mean, Richard Spoor was the latest person
Whoa,
that
yeah.
accidentally.
But now, was that GBV? Because now there's a lot of women that saw that. Was
Well,
that
I mean,
now?
listen, that was like the ultimate GBV again because he did it to Twitter. Like, even I feel like gender-based violence when I saw that. Like, but listen, yeah, gender-based violence. I mean, every, like, self-respecting person, and especially a man, knows that gender-based violence is serious, right?
Yes.
And if any like self-respecting man saw another man lifting his hand to at a woman and slapping her or whatever, then we know what would happen. Most men would step in and like start beating the living shit out of that person, right?
Mm.
So the fact is, don't put us in a corner to say, oh, you're making jokes about GBV and you don't take it seriously. In actual fact, no, you aren't the ones that's taking it seriously, because you are watering down the definition of what gender-based violence actually is. And just once again, you are trying to stand on a pedestal and dictate to other people how they should feel and
Mm-hmm.
what they should think on a serious topic. With
Yep.
that being said, more men are killed in this country than women every single day
Yep.
of the year, right? And for some reason, that is not spoken about. Men are also raped and
Yep.
physically abused by their female partner. And if you are found, if somebody finds out about that, then they mock you on social media. How is that acceptable? So not saying that you need to focus on both, because then I'll sound like the woke left. But what I'm saying is we have to understand that when Cyril Ramaphosa goes on stage and talks about gender-based violence, we've got 60 murders a day in this country, and most of those individuals are that are being killed are men. So why don't we just focus on the killings rather than the race or the gender of the people that are dying? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
No, it's very true, man. I think, look, again, like we said, GBV, very serious issue. We're not disputing that, but man, I just got really irritated with those guys. Like, why are we? It, if anything, sending a dick pic, an unwanted dick pic to a girl, or even like, flip it, even if a guy. I mean,
Why,
I
why
know.
why are you so upset about the dick pics? Like, I mean,
No,
is
no,
there a
no.
couple of dick
I'm
pics
getting.
floating around from
I'm
you?
getting. No, no, no. I'm getting to the point. Hold on.
Like, stop sending dick pics. Like, bro,
I
stop sending dick pics, bro. It's not that hard.
I told Richard Spirit that was supposed to be for me, and then he went and he did it publicly, and it's like all over now, and it was supposed
That's
to be
just
for me.
unacceptable. It's
No, I'm
unacceptable.
kidding. No,
Listen, I have to say, I mean, I'm in touch with my sexuality, so I can look at other dicks and like judge it. That is one veiny dick. All right. That is, I would go and check that out. There's something wrong. Like, that dick is on steroids. I'm telling you now. That
it's
dick is on
probably
steroids.
Photoshop, man. Come on, like you think that thing's
No,
real?
it wasn't Photoshop. Like,
And
give the man his due.
either
He's
that or it
got
was
like a
Viagra.
veiny dick.
No, it's
He's got
Viagra.
well, yeah. It looked a little bit semi-erect, I have to say. So maybe he was just really excited for that coffee in the morning. I don't know.
Anyway, I think the point I was trying to get to is like I think that when it comes to guys doing that to girls or girls doing that to guys, um, it's just cyberbullying. Like that's all it is. And again, you can block people. Like just block them, and then you never have to hear from them again. Whether it's on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, just block, and then you're good. So yeah. And then someone,
You know
as
what
I
I
say
wish
that,
for?
someone dislikes the
I
video
wish that
as we talk about this.
Yeah, of course. The thing is, I just wish that we could get to a point where anonymous trolls, like, I would, I don't want to go that far, but I think that it would eradicate all the problems if everybody just posted from a real profile. Because then it's like, an armed society is a friendly society. So if you are posting behind a real name, you're going to think twice before the stuff that you put out there.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
I've always been somebody that says, you know, I don't like anonymous accounts, but I understand the reason for it. So a lot of people have anonymous accounts because they can't like say the things because of their job
Mm-hmm.
and all of that. I get that. But when you then start using that profile for the exact reason that you created an anonymous profile, then it becomes a problem, because most of the anonymous profiles I interact with are the ones that insult me, talk cuck about me, spread misinformation about me. So my perfect like online experience would be a platform that has got no anonymous profiles.
Mm. And that's
Because
like,
look how toxic Twitter is, and Twitter's got the most like fake profiles out of all
Absolutely.
the social media. So
No, and then I think YouTube also has like quite a few anonymous profiles. But because
yeah, but I mean, like you can like they quickly get like you can get rid of them, report them. They're quite active. I mean, an anonymous profile on Twitter that says like death to all Christians can stay on Twitter. Like great stuff. Well done.
yeah, exactly. I think just before, because we're running out of time, so we're gonna move on from the Wokies. Although they're really an entertaining bunch to talk about. Um, I wanted to ask you a question. So, if 'cause I know you're biased. Okay, you work for the DA, so I'm gonna try and ask you this question. I think I know what you're gonna say, but here I go.
Here we go.
If the DA, okay, you can't choose the DA, okay? That's just, you're not a politician, okay? Who would you
Okay.
vote for?
The DA.
I said you
Okay,
can't choose the DA.
if I can't vote for the DA,
Yeah,
if I couldn't vote for the DA, look, I'm like you're asking a very difficult
I
question
know.
because this whole what if thing. It okay. I would vote without answering you directly. I would say that I would vote for a party that is very close to showing the same values and principles as the DA. And they are about two or three parties that I can't mention because literally, if I say that I would vote for them, then I could literally lose my job.
Okay.
So that's why I'm not going to say that. But what I would say, I would like step very close to the edge to say that there is two, maybe three parties that realistically believe in the same values and principles as the DA, but those parties don't have a realistic chance of winning any metro. So, do you want to risk another 5 years with the ANC, or do you want to just for once put differences aside and your opinion of one or two DA people and vote for a party that has a great track record of governing well? Anyway, sorry, I used that as a voting opportunity, but yeah.
You wouldn't be
Ask me
a
who I
politician
think. Ask
unless you did. Yeah.
ask me off the record. Like, okay, this is muted. Ask me who would make good coalition partners for the DA.
Okay, who would make, off the record, who would make good coalition parties with the DA?
That's a great question. And I can tell you, ACDP, COPE, and the Freedom Front Plus. They would make brilliant coalition partners.
Interesting. Okay, cool. ACDP, you like them?
It's not a question about look. I've worked with Lance Grootboom from the ACDP in Nelson Mandela Bay, and he's a class act. He's a great guy.
Okay.
I've from the people that I've interacted with from the ACDP in Nelson Mandela Bay, a great bunch of people. Obviously, we fundamentally disagree on their viewpoint on homosexuality. But I mean, that doesn't mean like you can't agree with everybody on everything. Um, so ACDP, I think at least in Nelson Mandela Bay, they've got some great people. Um, Siasanga Sajadu from Cope is a fantastic human being doing great work. And yeah, unfortunately, in Nelson Mandela Bay, the Freedom Front didn't get a seat. But I have got no problem with some of the councillors that I've interacted with from other metros from the Freedom Front Plus.
Okay. Well, that sorts that out. I was really hoping that we could explore, like, if there was a party that, I don't want to say you favor, because obviously you're always going to be aligned with the DA. Like, it's your job, it's who you work
Well,
for.
don't make that assumption because if the DA had to move away from its liberal values and from the Constitution, then I would drop it like a hot potato. I'm loyal to the values and principles. I'm not loyal to the organization. And
Okay.
I'll say that proudly. So if I was starting to question my party under Musi Maimane,
Mm.
and then when Helen Ziller came back into power, and when Helen Ziller was elected as a chairperson, and eventually John Steenhuisen as the leader, like I quickly found a home like solidly in the DA once again. But yeah, I mean, my faith was a little bit shaken under Musi Maimane and his racial sort of racial tendencies, if I
Yeah.
can put it that way, specifically Herman Mashaba in Johannesburg. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Look, I'm not involved in other political parties, so I can only speak of people that I engage with, which is the ACDP, COPE, and Freedom Front Plus, and they're a nice bunch of people.
Mm.
But with that being said, like I said, we saw what happened in Nelson Mandela Bay when you tried to work in a coalition. I think what needs to happen is the DA needs to get an outright majority in most major metros so that they can show what the official opposition can do.
Mm.
And if people aren't happy after 5 years with the progress that's been made, then vote them out.
Yeah.
But at least give them a chance. Because if you're going to vote for, like, I'm sorry, I'm going on about this, but it's important for people to understand. In Nelson Mandela Bay, as an example, right? The Freedom Run Plus does not have a chance in hell of becoming the majority party. Neither does COPE, neither does the UDM, neither does the ACDP. The only party that realistically can win an outright majority is the Democratic Alliance. So your option is either to take votes away from the DA and strengthening the ANC, or to give the DA a majority. And then, you know, leading up to national elections, we can start talking about coalitions. We can look at that. But up until that point, I mean, no, I don't think it's realistic.
Mm. And as someone who works with the DA, it's a pretty much a yes or no question. You
Okay.
you don't have to vote for the DA if you don't want to, right?
Well, your vote, your secret.
Yeah.
Like nobody knows who you vote for. So it'd be so fucked up though. Like, I'm I'm standing as a ward councillor. And then when the ballot paper's there, it's like, yeah, voting for my opponent. Like that would be so fucked up. But yeah, you're right.
I wouldn't be
Like
surprised if people
nobody
do it
knows
though.
who,
Come on.
well, maybe in the ANC they do that, but like, no, it'll be stupid. The one thing though is like if in council, and every single political party has this, if in council you vote against your political party, you are immediately dismissed.
Oh, okay.
You give up your membership, and you are pretty much, you have to go through a disciplinary hearing, but like it's there when you sign your agreement to run as a candidate that you will vote with the caucus. And in every single council meeting, the caucus beforehand decides on what they're going to vote for and how they're going to vote. So
Okay.
if you go against that vote, then you can immediately be removed without if or a but.
Wow. Interesting. I did not know that. That's very interesting.
You
All
can
right.
abstain if it's really like an emotive thing. So, but then you have to make that clear in caucus. So let's say it's a topic that you feel like, an example would be you are the ward councillor and council is deciding not to give you something that you've asked for, right? Then you can abstain from that vote to show your disdain for the fact that your political party didn't agree to pass that item.
Okay.
But you can't go and vote against or vote with the opposition, because then that
It's
is
like
like, yeah,
traitor.
it's like kissing your sister. It's like, yeah, it's wrong.
what a metaphor. That's
It's
the
like,
first thing that popped to your head.
even though even though you score, you still lose. It's
I
like,
wouldn't call that a score, my friend. I don't think that's. Although
hey,
in some places.
a kiss is a kiss, right? I'm from
Yeah.
Dispatch though, so I mean, Benoni, Dispatch, Brakpan.
No, it's cool, man. All right. So, lastly, for those who don't know, Ronaldo and I actually met in person. And I'm going to brag a little bit
Yeah.
because I got to meet you before your number one fan. And
Who's
I
my
think
number one fan?
Yanni van der Vaart.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. I mean, I haven't seen the guy in so long. He hasn't been on my channel. Like,
I Shame. Wait, no, he's very busy. I can vouch for that. We don't even talk anymore. So no, he is super busy.
okay.
But yeah, so we met in last month or the month before. I can't remember. It's been a while now.
I think it was last month, but it was in my ward.
Yes,
We met in my ward, yeah.
yes. Can we be specific with where we met, or is that like top secret?
No, no, we met at Cubana in my
Yeah,
ward. Like, we
yeah,
went for coffee at Cubana
yeah.
on the beachfront.
With Big Daddy Liberty. So
Mm.
first impressions. Was it what you expected? Was it not?
Yeah, look, I mean, I've gotten sort of used to meeting people online first and then seeing them in real life. So I mean, yeah, I mean, I knew it was you. It wasn't like I only realized that you had black hair when I saw you, like, so for me at least, it was like, oh, okay, that's Joe, because we've spoken so much or we've interacted that much. But I mean, like, let me turn the question around. What was your impressions? Was it
I
like
thought
who
you
I
were
am?
taller.
Ah, come on. Like, you thought I was taller.
Yeah.
You're just perpetuating this whole thing that I'm like short.
No, no, no. I really
Like,
thought you were taller. Because you always like. I don't know. I don't know why, but I thought you were
when
taller.
I met okay, so I hear what you're saying, because I mean, I think we spoke about it previously though, like when I asked how tall you were. So I knew what to expect.
Mm.
When I met Germ, that caught me off guard, because
Yeah.
Germ was like, he's
I didn't
tall.
expect him to
Germ
be
is
that tall.
like, yeah, I didn't expect Germ to be as tall as what he was. Roman was like, I would say, also kind of tall. I mean, he wasn't as tall as Germ,
Mm.
but I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm taller than you, so
Hmm.
don't come with your like cock. I mean, I'm what, 178. But people think I'm like 154. Like, they literally think like I'm a mini me.
No, because I remember I was recording on my phone. You were walking towards us, and then I'm like, I thought you'd be taller, but
I wish it was a
in my
little bit
mind.
taller. I wish it was a baller.
No, it was a fun day and a fun lunch that we had talking politics
Oh, it
with
was great. It
with
was lekker.
Sichle and getting to know some behind the scenes stuff. But yeah, man. Look, I hope to be in PE pretty soon. As a matter of fact, I don't know. Gaming's asking a question, Joe. Now my question for you: how is PE? Look, I wasn't in PE for very long. Like I was literally there. I
Mm,
think we hung out for like 2-3 hours, and that's
yeah.
pretty much how long I was in PE for.
Mm.
So, but the bit that I did see, beautiful. Beach looks amazing. Ronaldo seems to be famous in that area because yeah, people just like
Yeah, like, I'm like the mafia. I look after the people,
and
I look after you.
and yeah, no, it was great, and I hope to be back in PE, and I'll stay a little bit longer, like maybe a night or two,
Yeah.
and really check
To
out the
be
place.
fair, they literally just came into like the nice part of the beachfront. Like, they didn't even go deeper to the pier, or
No,
like, so they saw like just a glimpse of like Port Elizabeth.
yeah, I will say this: PE much bigger than I thought it was. I don't know
Oh yeah,
why
I
I
mean,
thought PE was like a small town, but it's like a
no.
proper metropolitan
No,
area.
it's got like, let me think. It's got one, two, three, four, five like dedicated big areas that you can live in, and like you can just live in that bubble, and you can get all your groceries. You can get like your Midas, your Boulders warehouse. You can get your shopping mall. You can get all of that stuff right there. So that's like the thing that I saw when I was in Joburg. Like, there are some people that live in specific parts of Johannesburg and they never ever leave it. And PE has is kind of reached that point where it's not at the scale of Joburg, obviously, because I think Joburg has got like 30 or 40 of those areas, but PE has easily got like 4 or 5 of those areas where you can literally live and never move out there or need to move out.
Cool. Like I said, I will definitely be back. As a matter of fact, London, sorry, maybe a meetup with all 5 fans in PE, Joe.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
I'd like to meet you too. I would love to meet you too, but we'll all meet up in Cabana again.
I can't wait to just go traveling again, because the one thing that I actually want to do properly is I want to do like go to a pub and tell people that I'm going there, and then just interact with some of my subscribers like in real life. I can't wait, because I took that for granted before COVID, because it's like I could hang out with my friends and we could go to a bar if we wanted to. But when I eventually start traveling again, like to Cape Town, to Joburg, to Durban, or wherever, then I actually want to meet up with people. Like I'll want to do like a Saturday night and come and like have a dop with me. I won't drink, but like we can talk cuck, It'll be like a real kom ons praat 'n bietjie cuck session. So
maybe we should organize something next time I'm in PE. But then I guess you're not.
yeah, for sure.
You said you want to go elsewhere.
Yeah, the weird thing though in PE is I have subscribers that are in PE, but it's like okay, why? In PE, it's like we all live in PE. If I wanted to see you, I'd come to your office. Whereas people in Cape Town can't do that. So.
Yeah.
But maybe when you come down, like we can do like the 5 people that follow you in PE.
Speaking of traveling though, if you're ever back in Cape Town, please, you gotta let me know. I want just 2 hours of your time, because I'm gonna take you to a burger place. Now I know you like your burgers, right? I know you like your burgers. I'm gonna take you to a burger place.
I don't even have to hear anything more.
And I think you're really going to enjoy it. I'm not gonna say that it's like the best burger in South Africa, but I know you will enjoy it. I know you will enjoy this.
Listen, I've had burgers across the world, so you must be careful. Like pizzas and burgers. That's my thing. That's my thing.
Cool.
I am coming to Cape Town in November.
Fantastic.
My brother's getting married.
Oh, congratulations.
So thank you. So I will be in the Western Cape for like 2 weeks. So like 1 or 2 of those days I'll make a mission to Cape Town. And then I'll let you know.
Fantastic.
The one night maybe you and I can do like the burger thing and then the other night we can maybe do a catch up with some subs and friends.
Sure. Fantastic. That sounds like a plan. Awesome. I look forward to that, man. When in November? Beginning, end, middle?
Now you're asking me. I think my brother's getting married towards the end of November, because the elections is on the 1st. Okay. So I'm putting in leave like literally from the 2nd, because I haven't stopped from 2019. So I'm putting in leave from the 2nd of November, and anyway, it'll be like end of November. I'm coming for 2 weeks.
Fantastic.
I'm going to Eiserfontein. Oh
wow.
Love
Okay.
it.
Nice. Peter says he met you in PE.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Probably in your DJ years, maybe.
It could. No, I mean, how long ago was it?
I don't know.
I also listen. Like my memory. My memory is so shit at the moment. I don't know if it's a medication or if I'm just tired, but it's one of the two, definitely.
Like I'm lucky that you remember our meeting like last month. Like
when we met.
Yeah.
Shit.
Cool. So the place I want to take you is called Knob or No Ordinary Burger. The regular size of the burger is 16 centimeters. I'm going to check if they're still open. I hope they survived lockdown.
Yeah, but okay, now you see, okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. It might be like, I'm not a big fan of these like, oh, that's the biggest burger in the West, like, because that doesn't automatically mean it tastes good. It just means that, okay, it's a big burger. It's a big ass burger. So yeah, I don't know. The one place I did enjoy in Cape Town, what is that
Jerry's.
what's that peach? No, well, Jerry's is like, I would rate Jerry's as the best, and then Rockamama's as the second best. Um, but there was this, what is that pizza place? That building that had like the Zuma must fall on it, and then eventually had the South African flag on it in Cape
Yes.
Town.
Yes.
What is that pizza place around the corner from there? It's like an American. Is it NYC Slice or what's it called? It's called something like that.
Peter would know because he
Where,
stays in Cape Town.
yeah, they literally, you don't buy a pizza, you buy a slice, but the slice
But the
is
slice is
as
huge.
big as a pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that wasn't bad, but I mean, whenever you have to like use your own sauce with that, like Tabasco, then I cancel it immediately, because then it's not the pizza that's nice, but the Tabasco that makes it nice. Whereas with the hamburger, Jerry's Burgers, like, I mean, they've got this Jack Daniel's sauce that they've made on a burger that just tastes phenomenal.
That does
Phenomenal.
sound good. Now I know, like a lot of people, I understand your concern. Let me put it that way. But when I take people to this place, I say just order the burger, any burger you want, whatever burger you find on the menu that you think you're gonna like, and then enjoy the burger. And I get good reviews. They do have
I'll
an
do that.
outlandish burger, like where it is like the biggest burger, blah blah. But it's more like a challenge. Like if you eat the burger, if you manage to finish the burger, then your name
Get
gets
a
put
name
on a wall. Yeah, yeah. So that kind of thing.
Yeah, my stomach is too small for that shit.
All right, very quickly. Peter says over 10 years ago, where you DJ'd, you the band were my friends. Aw.
Okay, so that should have been I mean, other than the like retarded English you just used, I'm assuming that it must have been at Tapas or at Belize, one of the two. So yeah, then Peter, with all due respect, I probably don't remember it, because those were my, like, one day felt like the other day. Like they just swung into one another. But don't take offense, because I don't remember most of the people I met during my DJ career.
I'm laughing because of the last part. You the band were my friends. It sounds so sad.
It's not sad. It's like in a
You're so
novel when it
lonely.
ends. Like the last chapter,
Yeah.
after all the revelations. You, the band, were my friends. Fade to black.
Yeah. And it is New York Slice. It's on the corner of Park Road and Kloof Streets. Yeah, I knew you would know.
There we go. Not bad. Not a bad beat. Not the best. I mean, by no stretch of the imagination, but better than Debonair's.
Yeah.
With
Yeah, I think a lot of places are better than Debonair's, but that's just me.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Buddy, I've kept you long enough. Thank you for staying a bit over time and for the lovely discussion. I like these discussions, like where it's just like general talk.
Yeah, man,
know?
that's the best. That's the best. Like these, I've my Sunday services and Sunday debates used to be very formal and specific questions. The best way to get a conversation going is just to have a normal flowing conversation, and whatever topic is relevant, we talk about that. Peter, by the way, says Tapas, lol, long time ago. Well, Peter, guess what? Tapas is reopening in Warmer, and I am a co-owner of it. So
wow.
Tapas is coming back. Yeah.
Nice.
So you can bring your band if you are still friends. If they are still your friends, you can bring the band.
Yeah. So Renaldo, once again, thank you so much for joining me on the show. I'll hopefully have you back again soon. And when you're in Cape Town, don't forget, let me know.
I won't.
We'll make a plan.
Well, remind me.
Yeah, I'm probably going to have to remind you. Don't forget, it's your brother's wedding.
Yeah, shit. Damn it. I knew I forgot something.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks for having me, bud. I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome, man. It's nice to see you on this side of the YouTube channel. If I could, like, where you're being interviewed or just like a normal conversation. And yeah, guys, if you enjoyed it, leave a like. You don't have to subscribe to this channel. If you want to know my new channel, if you want to subscribe to my new channel, the link is in the description, as well as Ronaldo's channel. If you don't know who Ronaldo is, but I doubt that very much. I think most of you already know who he is. I hope you enjoyed this conversation. Ronaldo, don't go anywhere just yet. And yeah, guys, I'll be back tomorrow evening for a solo stream. So tune in at 8 p.m. And I will chat with you then. Stay safe, be kind to one another, and I'll see you at the next one. Cheers.